We have reached Championship Sunday yet again here on the LPGA Tour of Korea. Good afternoon and welcome back to Elysian Jeju. This is the final round of the S-Oil Championship. Let's take a look at the groups, who we will see working amongst each other today. Go all the way to the first groups that began their rounds at 8:20 a.m. local time. Of course, as the morning, the afternoon progresses, that's when the heavy hitters start to come and tee off as well. Na Hee-won, Oh Ji-hyun, and Im Hee-jeong, our featured group today, and the woman in the middle, Oh Ji-hyun, at 10 under par as we begin the event. She has a two-stroke lead over her groupmate, Na Hee-won. Halfway through the tournament already, that is the case for Lee So-mi. A bit of a wait at the 10th tee. After her wait, last week's winner, Lee So-mi, pulls the driver out of the bag and finds the middle of the fairway. She was absolutely dialed in, Lee So-mi, last week, but that is the case for Oh Ji-hyun, who plays another great drive. It was a 69 in each of the first two rounds, a 70 yesterday, consistency at its finest. And we go to Kim Hee-ji. This is from the fringe at the back of the 10th green. Gets herself mostly up the plateau to about 6 feet. Think of how she began the tournament with a 67. She sort of dropped off the map with a 74 in the second round, but a 3-under round through 9 has her within 3 strokes of the lead, and one of Na Hee-won, who has driven the ball exceptionally well all week long. That is another nice drive in the middle of the fairway, and we'll just pip Oh Ji-hyun at the end. As you can see behind the graphics showing us our groups, and as you can see in the sky above, it is getting a little bit cloudier today. It is 12 degrees. We're not expecting any rain. The sun should poke through over the course of the next 2.5 hours or so. Im Hee-jeong, she is the last to tee off in the group. She is even halfway through the round. It was a birdie at the par 4 5th, and she missed a relatively short birdie putt on the par 3 7th on her way to going out with a 36. We mentioned the consistency with which Lee So-mi has driven the ball and how well she played last week. We get our first glimpse of her at the green. She's 6.3 meters back as she looks for a birdie to try and join. Now he won at 8 under. If it comes back, it's all right. More than all right. That's a great putt. Through 10 holes, and she moves up to 3 under on the day with her 4th birdie. Opening the tournament with back-to-back rounds of even, a 67, 5 under yesterday, and she is picking up where she left off by the end of round number 3. Last week it was a 68 to win the event at Pink's. It was a 5-stroke advantage over Park Yang-kyung when all was said and done. Now Hong Jung-min might just run out of speed. Well, in the end the speed was okay, but it breaks away back towards the front of the green. She has the melancholy mosey to mark her ball. Next is Han Chin-sun. This also for birdie just on the green. She's put together a pace for 3 under through 10 holes as well, through 11 holes, excuse me, now. She will tap that in, short finish, has herself in a tie for 6th. Identical to Lee So-mi in terms of being even through 36 holes. Not quite a 67 yesterday, but she is definitely keeping herself in contention. Kim Hee-ji has now missed her par putt. She'll take an extra second to reevaluate. Was bogey free on the way out. Birdies at 1, 3, and 8. 6 under through 10. It's been fun to see the now sophomores on tour grow up a little bit, mature, and continue to evolve and improve their game. Hong Jung-min finished second in the rookie points last year on 21-29. Kim Ji was third. Sung Ga-eun, of course, was the winner by the end of the season with a 68-point advantage over Hong Jung-min. All that is put in a pretty good perspective by how good EA1 has been this season. 2,832 points by the end of event number 28. Kim Ji does, in fact, finish with a bogue. It's 147 meters from the fairway on 10, 7 iron for the leader. She wasn't particularly thrilled with that, and that is why wanted, if anything, a little left to right, but she goes the opposite way and finds the sand. Remarkably for Oh Ji-hyun, just 2 birdies the entire round through 3.5 rounds, or the entire event through 3.5 rounds. Pretty remarkable consistency. It's a good drive for Lee So-mi, who's averaging 248 yards per drive. She's been up and down. Now, the second round was quite windy. Not surprising to see she and many others dip below, but she was actually exceeding her season average in round 1. She's back to around her average now as the wind has behaved a little bit more. Now he one sees that bounce twice and roll up fairly close. She can definitely work with that. And it is pitching wedge, having just rolled into the rough. She is also able to avoid that minor crater on the front left of the green and get up, but she's on the wrong side of the putting surface. Look across the landscape, the mountains, the trees changing colors. Hard to believe we've already reached the month of November. Hard to believe that we're almost at the end of this tournament. And Oh Ji-hyun is sitting in pole position with a comfortable 2-stroke lead that will be tested. It will be whittled away. It will be inflated throughout the day, but she's in a good spot midway through the round. We'll leave you with these pictures looking towards the sea and be back in a moment. Welcome back to Elysian Jeju. My name is Adam Jenkins. Grateful that you've made us a part of your Sunday. Hope it's going well wherever in the world you were joining us from. That was Oji Hyun's flop shot to try and cut out most of the remaining distance. It's not quite where she wants it to be. As we go to the fairway at 11, it's 121 meters out for Kimi G. She will finish just about pin high. Pretty good spot to be, that part of the green. Manageable lie, manageable break. Now Lee Min Jung. A long way to come back. There's the break to the left that starts. She gets a piece of the outside of the cup. A little bit too quick and not quite on line. It's a great try. She will lay down the fox and pick up the ball. Oh, and Jin Sun also a lengthy look. There's always going to be at least she's found herself basically on the fringe. It breaks, but it breaks too much. It is disappointing for her, but it is encouraging to the rest of the field. Going to make the race to the finish line much more interesting as she starts the Pine Course with a bogey. That brings Isomi within one. But can she work this 112 meter approach shot too? A little bit too shallow with the wedge. With it being uphill, with the backspin, it takes it no further. Opportunity is still there, but not as high percentage as she would have liked. And with Oh Ji-hyun's miss, Na Hee-won can move back into a share of the lead and set things to where they were before they teed off 10 holes ago. A little tap with this downhill putt on line and just enough pace to it. Second bird of the day. This event has been blown wide open. We have 9 players within 4 strokes. We have 7 within 3. Should be a very exciting sprint to the finish line. One of those players is Han-Shin Sun, trying to stay in the race. Hasn't missed all tournament long. She has been 100% on these conversions. She continues that piece of perfection off to 13. Lipped out on the look for birdie. Now about 6 feet to save par. Gets the same piece of the cup. This time to her inside, and she will be dropping out of outright 4th. Tapping for her second bogey of the day, as they're at +1 through 10. 6 under for the event. For the final time this week, your tour of the 11th hole. Long stretch of sand immediately off to the front and right of the teeing ground. You have the walls of trees on either side, and you have a big one right where the fairway and rough meet on the left side. That bunker to the left, for reference, is 210 meters from the blocks. 140 to 100 remaining meters is the average distance with the driver for our athletes. On the way down, as the trees open up and get significantly shorter, we have that big bunker off to the left. And the pin today, well, from the right side of that bunker, you make a straight line. You walk 20 yards, almost exactly halfway down the green. You'll find the pin 6 yards from its left. Once again, a co-leader. She has parred this hole every single time she's played it this week. Just as she had birdied the 10th 3 of her 4 times now. It's a slight miss to the right as that rolls into the rough. Hyun here, exact same fate, all pars. Has struggled with the driver at times, only 50% in regulation. She tucks it in towards the right side this time. Her vast experience of winning events will no doubt be key here. Currently 75th in the season prize totals, on pace to finish 69th if she can hold on to this position, if not improve it. Kim Se-eun. Look at this. What a bit of short game play, nice and close. That's less than a meter and a half, maybe even a meter to a good finish. She's 5 under today. Very much worth highlighting. Isumi. Her next opportunity to join the leaders at 9 under might just flash out to the right side of the hole, and does just that, unfortunately. Nice finish for Kimi G. Bit of redemption from 10. She gets that stroke right back. Bit short as she arrives on the green. he won 124 meters. Needs a little bit more behind this. With it being sat in the rough, she's going to get further. Places that just about pin high. It's fabulous. Jung also able to get up. That is each of the three on the green. Needs a bit of backspin to keep it in place and gets just the right amount. Kim Se-eun, she does indeed have her par to finish at 67th. So, depending on how everybody else goes, a top 10 finish takes her closer to that top 60 mark for the automatic qualification for next season. This is the look at the leaderboard. Two co-leaders at 9 under, Na Hee-won and Oh Ji-hyun. Lee So-mi in third. Kimi Ji able to get that birdie back to move to fourth. Han-shin Sun, Hong Jung-min, Im Hee-jung just one stroke back. And then Yoo-hae Ran, we cannot forget about her on a championship Sunday, sliding her way back on to the first page of the leaderboard. Well, we are nearing the end of the season, but that also means we are nearing the beginning of the LFASI's Points Championship. Yuhei Ran, who is on pace for another top 10 finish, already occupies the top spot and as such would start the event with a 3-stroke lead. More on that as the round progresses. Got to get to the action on the greens right now at 11. It's Oji Hyun who has a putt that does not move an inch back towards the target. QMG 93%, 7th best. The accuracy on the par 3s, and she's usually within 6 meters, top 3. Goes for the ball to stop, carries a little bit further than she would have wanted, but basically assures there will be no bogey again, so that streak should be over. Now Im Hee-jung gonna slide left. She had that on the money, but it picked up speed as it came back downhill and pops out the other side. If she could have a do-over, that flag would have stayed in. As a birdie snatched away, it keeps her over par for the day. Seven iron for Lee So-mi at the 12th. Pensive and unsure. How's this going to work out? It's well short. She had a pretty full swing there too. 6 might have been the club. And now he won 3rd on her birdie conversion rates. How many times she finds the fairway and then finds a birdie. She's found another. Back to back now after only having 1 on the front 9. She starts with a flourish. Found her zone. Last to tee off in this group, Hong Jung-min. She has gone for the 6. And yes, I'd say that's the right club. And it's not particularly close. So a little kick to the left, she'll have a tap-in birdie. Just a couple of feet away from an ace. She stands up as she watches that breakaway. Ji Hyun keeps herself at 9 under with that par. That is not the 3-putt kind of hole she would have anticipated. That's a huge letdown. First bogey of the day comes with just 5 holes to play, and it takes Hanshin Sun 4 off the pace. Little chip to get herself about 5 feet back. So you know things are getting intense. The leaderboard shows just 3 names, all separated by a stroke, all through 11. Kimmy G watching this start to break. Half a second too late. Long walk back to her caddy as she patiently waits her turn to go again. Last bit of divot repair for Isomi. I think that's just being courteous. I don't think she's expecting to start the ball that far out wide.
걸음 좀 멈춰주세요. 이거 맞죠? 내가 이거 찍은 거 맞죠? 맞아.
She's really taking her time here, knowing that this is 4. Chance to avoid dropping again. There is that break starting to come in. But it rolls in behind the hole, and she will be bogeying. Second of the day, 9 and 12 now, 2 back. Pars the 12th, stays at 7 under. Has some company now there now. The first of the par 3s on the back 9 for a featured group. 140 meters is the distance. The only shorter par 3 is the 7th at 136 meters. Obviously, the big stretch of water to the right, and then a perilous sand trap. Just before that sand is a marshy area, which is where Bungmin Ji sent her tee shot here yesterday, just as her round fell apart. The pin placement today at the 12th, it is very much in the danger zone with that sand trap. 7 yards from the edge of the fringe, 13 yards when you walk forward onto the green just before the bunker.
굿샷.
I have no qualms with that tee shot. Nahi won. Well, she's right there, which she is doing. She's trying to keep herself composed, trying to keep pace with Nahi 1, who's on an incredible run of a couple of holes. Oh Ji-hyun just not looking fully confident in her swing right now.
핸드폰 좀 내려주세요.
Next few holes, if she really wants to make a push back for the top, Mimi Jung is going to need to start finding some birdies.
굿샷.
She gets herself on, but some work to do. Definitely a bit of jostling for position. Our latest refresh now, he won 10 under, 1 stroke from Oh Ji-hyun. And some volatility beneath him on page 1 of the leaderboard. Lots of golf still to be played as we reach towards the top of the clock here, the final round of the S-Oil Championship 2022. Well, the pressure is starting to mount. Amy Jung wouldn't expect this to be her birdie. She definitely needs some to try and challenge. She's quick with the putter again. A little bit too quick. She had a long way to try and get there. Akimi G from the fairway, one hole further down the course. It's the right depth, it's a little more right. That's an awfully close effort, but not to be this time for Oh Ji-hyun. Six to play. And now he won a chance to extend again. Jungmin at 13 now. Well, this is more left. It's narrowly over the sand. Lands just before the fringe and zips over to the right. Now he won. Can she get to 11? She's been putting so well. Breaking over, no! The perfect path to the hole. And the ball just hangs over the edge. That is a big, big exhale for Oh Ji-hyun, I'd say. Probably everyone else trying to reel her in. Advantage stays just one. Well, the top five all through 12. Amy Jung still has to finish. In the meantime, this is Lee So-mi, 3 back. Oh, look at that! Kicks back in. She can hardly believe it. Neither can I. An eagle. 4 birdies now and an eagle, and that shakes things up in a very, very dramatic way. Another look at it, just looked like your run-of-the-mill approach shot. You could see it was going left as it needed to, and then kicks off, boards over. And as soon as she saw it disappear beneath the flag, she and her caddy cannot contain the excitement, nor should they. Kimi G and everyone around quick to offer the celebratory high fives. Well, in case we were just starting to find a rhythm, Lee So-mi changes that with one swing of the wedge. Not quite as jubilant, Amy Jung, knowing that she needs this to have any say in staying in the race. And now she's bogeying again. Just hasn't been on it with the putter today. Not the day for it to go cold. She gets her moment to soak in the applause from the supporters behind the green. This is it again. Just look at the angle it takes. It's unbelievable. Almost mathematically impossible. Plummeting down to 5 under. She's 2 over through the day with only 6 to play. And 6 back. Needs a lot of birdies and a lot of help as we go to 13. Hong Jung-min starts it well out wide. Needed a little bit less pace to accompany it.
왼쪽 조금 보여요. 홀보다 조금 밑에 있으니까 그렇습니다. 모르면 힘.
Good speed. Slightly to the inside. And what makes that eagle all the more impressive is birdies are a luxury here as well, as is evident with a couple of pars with their other group mates.
샷.
Impressive start to the next hole as she sends that perfectly in the middle of the fairway.
치겠습니다. 멈춰주세요. 샷.
It's more like it from Oh Ji-hyun. A twirl of the driver. She has arrived at a level of focus and confidence with which we have not seen her play this week. We saw a lot of it last week. This is the first time we're truly seeing it today. There are so many tiny variables in that swing that have to go exactly right. Now 15, Kim Yoo-bin. Short pitch shot from up and off the back, picking up plenty of speed as she gets closer to the hole. Oh, all the way around and in. '83rd in the prize money standings at 5 under, which is tied for 6th. She's on pace to pick up 7 positions. And for Baktan Yu, there would be no change. She has been just trying to find a modicum of the success she ascertained in round one. There were more birdies today. Can't say that wasn't the case. 5 of them, in fact. She finishes the tournament 1 over. If you missed it earlier in the week, Baktan Yu had shot a 66 in the first round. 78 in round 2, 75 yesterday. 70 today is much better. Now Yuan arrives. Well, Jihyun has some company in that push for the top with Iso Mi now.
네, 알겠습니다. 잠시만 멈춰주세요. 한 남자,
And that next shot, all the way from the right side of the fairway to the left. Uneventful as you'd expect on the par 5 from Iso Mi.
내리막 느낌은 있는데 안 봐도 돼.
She's been waiting for her chance to get to 10 under. She's going to have to wait another hole. It was low percentage. It was a tricky putt. drawing in. Not soon enough. Look at that on a string. Back to pin high and replaces her divot. That's one of her better approach shots of the day. Kimi G. Very well executed. Jungmin says, anything you can do, I can match. Well, she has some work to do to try and match that special putt, or that special approach, excuse me, on the last hole. Again, trying to use the fringe as a trampoline. This time it doesn't help her out.
Okay.
Carried that 9 under score to the 14th, Oh Ji-hyun. Short par as well for Na Hee-won. No change, one hole closer to the finish line, and this is how we look as the clouds have, for the most part, moved away. Isomi, her eagle at 13, has propelled her one back of Na Hee-won, level with Oh Ji-hyun. Hong Jung-min, Kimi G tied at 7 under. Then Yoo Ran down in 6th at 6 under. She is on hole 15. This is the final round of the S-Oil Championship from Elysian Jeju. We'll be back in just a few moments. It's a beautiful Sunday for a final round, as it often is. There's hardly a Sunday where it is not worth spending some time with the LPGA Tour of Korea. That was an update on the LFASI's point standings. As it stands before those totals are adjusted, it is Yoo-Hae Ran from Kim Soo-ji, Park Ji-young, Lee-Hae-won, Shi Han-sol, Im Hee-jung, Lee So-mi, and Park Yeon-kyung. The top 8, Hoda Bin, Kim Hee-ji, they will be the invited players. 7 through 8 will start at even. 4 through 6 will start at 1 under. 2nd and 3rd will start the event at 2 under. And the first place competitor will have a 3-stroke advantage. Lee So-mi, fresh off of her eagle, has finished short this time on the par 5. She's going to need the fringe again. It's about the right weight. It's slightly too much to the right, however. Oh, Ji-hyun, the first to tee off in the group on the par 5. She is on a quest to try and win the 8th title in her career. Back to the green on 14, Hong Jung-min putting. Just enough. Great job reading that line. Her 4th birdie of the day. She goes up to 8 under. Might just be a little bit too little too late, but it's going to be a great push regardless. She's been in this position before. She has never, however, finished as the winner of an event, trying to improve upon a couple of P2s. 5 holes, and who knows, maybe a playoff. Won't have to wait much longer to find out. She has missed 2 of her last 3 cuts, not including this event. All in her rookie campaign, she has missed 8 of them. So-mi last week when she took home the title, she was able to win for the 4th time in her career, her first of the season. She had 2 last year, her inaugural maiden victory in 2020. Bang Min-ji, disappointing final 27 holes of the event. It'll sting a little bit less considering some of the success she's had this season. Another tough day. Out with the 39, that's +3. In with the 37 for +4. She finishes the tournament 3 over par. That Bridgestone ball misbehaves as it rides the inside line. EA1, the rookie, 2 rounds over par, 2 rounds under par. She finishes at +1. Fairway wood in hand. Now EA1 looking to go to the right side of the fairway this time. And instead, she drops off the rough, rolls down the cart path, and gets lost in the bushes. If she can find that ball, there will be some relief. Also left, nowhere near the cart path this time, however. She stays in that second cut. That is an absolute laser down the fairway. In 2021, she won the Teiwania Ladies Open, Teiwania MBN Ladies Open in the Lotte Rent-A-Car. 2020, her first win, the One Care Ladies Open. And finally, after a long absence on the top of the podium, she returned, and whatever was working for her last week is certainly working again. And now everybody trying to join the hunt for our leader's missing ball down in the thick shrubs.
어디 맞았어요?
턱 맞고요. 카트길 타고 와서 이렇게 흘러서 이렇게 이쪽 라인.
저 뒤로 가실게요. 잠시만요.칩니다. 뒤로 가실게요.
Look at that backspin. It was headed for the fringe, and like it was pulled on a string back and close. Welcome back to the highlight reel, Im Hee-jung. Quite all the way up from Oh Ji-hyun. And the sea of help for Na Hee-won has parted ways. Im Hee-jung there to help make sure everything is being followed correctly. Because she only gets 2 club lengths of free release, she's going to have to drop on the cart path. Essentially, she needs it to roll onto the grass. that she's found her exact line in. It's all about the direction with which the ball entered the artificial hazard. Cart path isn't considered part of the landscaping. And that's why she's able to take that relief back. Now, meanwhile, if this was done on the other side and she would have just blasted into the trees, she would definitely suffer the penalty as a consequence. I can only imagine how difficult it is for her to stay composed. Knows that these chances are few and far between. So with the brief excursion, lost ball, this her fourth shot, okay. Wow. Well, whatever she's doing to keep herself calm, I would like to know the secret, because that is incredibly impressive after being detracted from that intense concentration. It's about 4 feet away. And not enough to get out from Oh Ji-hyun. So now Hyun has some issues above her on the leaderboard, and she cannot capitalize again. Settles in about 7 feet past the hole. And Oh Ji-hyun, like sand through her fingers. The likelihood of her hanging on is dwindling. 2 bogeys now. 2/3 of the way through the back 9 after 2 birdies on the front. Well, without the eagle, she may not be pushing as much as she is. She needed a whole lot of luck there. Take nothing away from how she positioned that shot, but has reinvigorated her in this home stretch. Lee Mi-jung finally has another. Takes her into a tie for 6th with Yoo Hae-ran. Can she save a par? Yes, she can. She would have been very nervous when she watched that roll into the hazard, but she escapes without losing any ground. And Oh Ji-hyun slips directly underneath. So Lee So-mi moves up to P2. The top 5 are through 14 holes, just 4 more to go, and still only 2 strokes separating that top 5, with Yoo Hae-ran and Im Hee-jung tied for 6th at 6 under.
됐다 됐다. 됐다.
Our main cast through 5 holes, 4 to go. And one of the outside challengers, Hong Jung-min, gets a piece, but not enough to see that ball drop. So the featured group arrives at the 15th tee, 4 holes, maybe some playoffs. to decide who will be the champion of this season's S-Oil Championship. OG Hyun, she'll know that her quest to get back to the top took a pretty significant hit. And Isomi, this for birdie. Yes, 10 under. It's a fantastic round. 5 birdies and an eagle. Double digits under par. It's going to be a fantastic finish with 2 players now at 10 under.
샷. 샷.
Everybody is away. And a gasp as Yuhei Ran pulls that late in the round. Players coming through to finish. Kim Boa down in a tie for 26th position, trying to finish the tournament even with an uphill putt for birdie. Needs to start back right, but it never wants to straighten out until it was already well past the hole. So a 74, her highest and only time this week that she finished over. So take a look at 16, which is where Isomi's group has just arrived. Final par 3 of the tournament, downhill over some beautiful landscaping. You basically have 2 bunkers in one on the left. You have the grass bunker, that little crater, and then you have the sand just before the putting surface, though today should not be a factor whatsoever. It is all about getting the depth sorted out. You do not want to be short here. You will roll back towards the front. Having said that, if you are too much longer, the fringe becomes in play, and that topography is not all that much kinder, though the pin is 9 yards from the fringe. And look at those fairways and regulations today. 12 of 12. She only found 2/3 for greens in regulation and averaging 1.47 putts per hole. That stat, by the way, tracking tournaments since the year 2000. For Jeju to be involved in somebody going back-to-back, we'd have to go all the way to 2008. Sohee Gyung, the St. Four Ladies Masters at the St. Four Country Club, and the ADT Caps Championship at the Lotte Sky Hill Jeju Country Club. But nice to have the tour set up shop a little bit further south, making Jeju home. Pinks last week and Elysian Jeju this week. Yuhei Ran rolls in a par on 16. She'd need some serious help above her, but again, starting to sound like a broken record, but it is worth repeating. On pace for yet another top 10 finish this season. Nobody has done it better or more consistently than Yuhei Ran this year.
치겠습니다. 걸음 좀
Isomi over par on the par 3s, 10 under on the par 5s. Rewarded for a little bit of extra power off the tee. How will she fare this time around? Well, she gets to the back. It's conservative, and with that 2-over score, I think she would be quite all right with a par. Oh, now he wants approach on 15, 152 out. Looks a 5 wood, maybe a hybrid. And still able to get enough luft on it that it comes down softly. Only Kim Soo-ji has had more top 10 finishes this year. 16 of her 25 events. Yuhei Ran second at 58%. Peng Min-ji third, 55%. It does remain with Isomi's group on 16 to a tie. Hong Jung-min, Kim Hee-ji, Oh Ji-hyun at 8 under. Yuhei Ran, Imi Jung 6 under. Finishing out the top 10, Im Ji-ni, who is on pace to go for a 69 today, which would be her second best tournament score of the week at 5 under with Han Jin-sun. And Sun Ju has dropped. She's only even today. Kim Se-eun with a 67 in the final round. Park Young-kyung with a 70, her best round of the week. T11 with Yu Jina, Chun Ye-sung, Kim Yu-bin at that same score. What is a long putt for Oh Ji Hyun on 15? About 6 feet. As that rolls to the right, it's going to take a pretty remarkable putt to crack it and find a bird.
실례하겠습니다.
Kimmy G on the opposite side of the pin has the long uphill effort. Drifts to the left. Look at this. All the way up. Stroke of magic on 15 for Na Hee Won, who once again takes the outright lead. I think she's trying to suppress the smile. She's trying to keep that game face and concentration on, but she should be absolutely elated with that putt. Trying to follow suit, but coming up just short. Through no fault of her own, Lee So-mi has had her lead taken away, her co-lead. Now Ji Hyun, this is must-make territory. Looks right. Right in the direction, not right as in correct. It's another bogey, and we can basically write her out. Her third bogey back-to-back now in the back nine, and she has faded from contention. No dice for Hong Jung-min this time.
실례하겠습니다. 잠시만 멈춰주세요.
Kimi G, finish to the hole. 2 to go, 8 under. 137 meters out. Yuhei Ran looking directly over the bunker. It is the center widthwise of the green, 12 yards from the end of the sand. The line looks pretty close to perfect. The line wasn't the issue. Too strong. So Mi rolls in 17 and 18. She needs some combination of a birdie and a Nahi 1 bogey. Well, plenty of available real estate. Getting up there was never going to be the issue. It's a long way back, even more distance than her last impressive birdie. Kim Soo-ji, the points leader. Bang Min-ji, the money leader. EA1, the leading rookie this season. This is event 29 of 32 on the year. Kim Soo-ji, by the way, finished outside the top 25, won over 289, was only under par once this tournament. That's pretty darn near close to perfect. Couldn't ask for a much better spot to arrive on the green than that.
네, 알겠습니다. 카메라 좀 부탁드릴게요. 부탁드리겠습니다.
Just and only just. Oh, maybe not. I thought she was clear of the ridge. Will be a complex uphill putt.
그래도 오른쪽은 가야 돼. 오른쪽 강자가 더 많고 더 길어. 넘어가면 돼.
We have to be spot on with the weight control here, knowing that there's a downhill aspect just before the flag. Iran navigates that well. Go to 17 now. Isomi with the big stick. Looks like she slowed down the swing a little bit. Rotation was a little bit less than it typically is. Maybe she's just being mindful. Doesn't really have the time or the remaining holes to go all that aggressive. %67% FIR for Hong Jung-min. That's 2/3. And splash. And you're not going to want to see that flag, although I think Hong Jung-min has a fair idea. She will have to go again, but just hooks that straight into the hazard. Akimi G. Might be a little left as well. It is, and that official is a busy volunteer.
플레이하겠습니다. 카메라 좀 부탁드릴게요.
Jihyun, a run of bogeys. I think she'd take a par. She certainly would take a birdie. It's starting back. It's starting back. It's in the hole. Are you kidding me? A serpentining putt for her first since the 9th. That is absolutely ludicrous. She could hit that shot 100 more times and might not sink it again. For me, that's right up there with Isomi's eagle. An unbelievable putt, and maybe she's going to get off the mat yet.
플레이하겠습니다.
Well, we already know that we've had the most dramatic putt that we'll see at 16. Put this in the single digits as well. The long road up. Late break, but here it comes. Tremendous effort for the sake of the challenging pack. race for the win. Will be some relief that that birdie putt didn't fall. Full loop around the hole to make sure she's not stepped in Imi Jung's line, and she will head to 17 with the slimmest of advantages, 1. She is firmly inside the top 10. Trying to make a push to the top 5 now. That's about all she has left. Yesterday, every one of those putts, every one of those moments would have resulted in a birdie. Has not been able to replicate it on this Sunday. Well, from the drop, she'll go with her approach, 127 meters. And off the back of the green. Takes a massive pop and will also leave the green altogether. It's 117 meters for Isomi. She's 5 meters beneath the hole where she addresses the ball. She gets the backspin that no one else was able to muster. That is perilously close to the water, but waved away to say that it has arrived safely.
많이 안 걸려. 지금에 서 있는 그쪽이거든. 근데 좀 많이 가서 그 라인이면 안 걸릴 것 같아.
Birdie and a par or 2 pars should be enough to force a playoff at this point. 2 pars should be the playoff. A birdie could very well win it. Achieve something she has yet to do in her career. She's away with her second to last swing. And here is where we are on 18. Just a short 89-meter approach on the third, leaving a 4-meter putt, for Hanshin Sun. This is for birdie. Little left to right, but picked up all kinds of speed on the way down. This is slowing down at just the right time. She'll take that.
Yeah, nice putt.
She finishes with a 70, her second best round of the tournament, 5 under. At the end of 72 holes, it was very promising for a while today, just cooled off a little bit. But in line for a top 10 finish for Hanshin Sun. So we go to 17, Hong Jung-min. Starting this right, it will straighten out to the left, at least that was the game plan.
멈춰주세요, 걸음.
Isomi has this putt, an outside chance to move back into a share of the lead. It's back online. Oh, just over the right edge. That is a gut punch. And another near miss. Gets more and more excruciating every time you see it.
플레이하겠습니다. 잠시만 멈춰주세요.
This putt. She needed it. After finding the water off the tee, drops her to 7 under.
네, 플레이하겠습니다. 잠시만 멈춰주세요.
bump of celebration and perhaps a bit of relief as well. Third par in a row for Kim Yi-ji to keep her at 8 under.
하나 놓쳤지만 잘했어.
She's still smiling through it. It's a lot less pressure when you've won before. It's even more of a relaxed feeling, I'm sure, when you are the defending winner on tour. Na-hee-won has reached the rough. She's had a fair amount of success with this club, but it is a more complicated lie. It can't be underestimated. What can she do with it? Puts that directly in the sand. The rough just adds a bit more friction, makes it a bit more harder to have perfect contact. Now she has had a fair amount of success getting out of the bunker. But maybe, just maybe, that opens things up for Isomi heading to the 18th tee.
뒤에 서 계신 분 이쪽으로 가세요.
We'll flash back to the 15th S-Oil Championship.
카메라 소리 안 나게 해주세요.
A year ago, you think about the situation that she had been back when this was still just a 3-event tournament. She would shoot 1 over and be the only person in the top 12 to be over par. She would lose the event by 2 strokes to Park Ji-young. Kim Soo-ji finished second there. She was tied with Chang Soo-yeon and Im Hee-jeong. She's back in pursuit of a podium. Her final hole. And she has a good drive to start it off.
조금만 봐주세요. 막바람 했어.
And another tee shot that makes a beeline for the fairway. It's a little bit deep, but it's definitely playable for Oh Ji-hyun. If that were to hit the brakes a little bit earlier, she'd be able to work with it. Be consecutive events here at Elysian Jeju that she has found a pretty good grip on how to solve this course. Just cooled off at the wrong time. Found Nahi one. It's a bit of a steep exit. She escapes to about 7 meters.
끝까지 아웃별.
Lee Min-jung. We know this is going to flash back right. Starts to. We've had a few of those near misses. So it's a tap-in par with 1 to go. Still just 2 birdies in the entirety of the round. .271 for Iso Mi, 5 wood in hand.
플레이하겠습니다.
Well, with the struggles she's had with the putter today, can't fault her for taking a little bit of extra time. It is for birdie. It is downhill, and there is some noticeable break to it. No. If there was a way to sum up the day, it would unfortunately be that. Takes 2 again. That is how close she came, just brushing the inside. Just couldn't connect when it mattered most in this final round. Nahi one has to have this to be in control of her own destiny heading to 18. She has been absolutely clutch on these putts when it's mattered the most. And not enough speed Slams on the brakes. She is going to bogey. And again, tied with Isomi. One hole to decide a champion, or we are playoff bound. The read was there, the line was there, just needed a fraction more pace. Heck of a sport, this golf. Every hole can change things so drastically. 4-round event, you know you need to be on your game for 72, not 70, not 71, sometimes 73 or more. But if you're in that position, you were on it for the regulation 4 rounds. So perhaps without even knowing it, this was moments ago. Word wouldn't have passed yet, even if it could. I don't think she'd want to know. Just focusing on herself, what she can do. It's 84 meters. Her third shot on the par 5. Looking deep and central. Backspin pulls her away a little bit. Never say never. A little bit more left and she's probably back in that valley. Lands with a thud, stays on the green and spins back closer. That's how it's done. Nicely played by Hong Jung-min. Another one. Backspin even closer. And take your bow now.
자, 홍정민 프로 소개합니다.
Half a kilometer away, the penultimate group being announced onto the green as Nahi-1 tees off.
아빠 이거 뭐야? 마이크.
마지막 홀입니다.
Even with just a par, it's a round of 67. And what would make it a tougher pill to swallow is the fact that that is a brilliant final round score in any event. Hasn't been a ton. Birdie's on 18. If she can find a way to convert, then might be enough.
카메라 소리 안 나게 부탁드릴게요.
Well, it's downhill, we know that. We can also imagine, based on what we've seen here at 18 and the fact that that ball marker is not expected to be a problem, it should break from the bottom left of your screen to the right side. A little left to right from our vantage, right to left for her. It's really got a chance. It's an incredible effort. The finest of margins keep it out. She might not be done just yet. She's through 72. She goes even through 36 holes. And back-to-back rounds of 5 under par is a sensational weekend. And now all she can do is wait. She won't even have to worry about cooling down too much. She'll get that scorecard signed. And by the time the paperwork is finished, she'll know if she's going for a 19th hole today or not. This is the second for our co-leader. Uneventful is a good thing with the second shot in a par 5. Just advancing well, and speaking of advancing, the gallery closing in as well. Take Hong Jung-min into a tie for third. Just one of those days. Quickly realigns. It will be a par for her third round of 70 of the week. 7 under is where she finishes, a top 5 finish. Very well earned. To Ji Hyun. Only Imi Jung has a higher score today. Inside of the top 13 at +1. But even more often than not, just not going to cut it on a Sunday. Imi G, a 67, the same as she shot in round number 1. 9 under par, third place. She can be matched by OG Hyun, but she cannot be bumped out of that spot. After missing the cut last week to a P3, I think she'll take it. It's the best result of her young career as a sophomore on the podium. Twice she's had tied for 4th finishes, both in 2021, but never on the podium. Very well played at Elysian Jeju this week from Kimi G. despite it getting later in the day, it's actually warmed up a little bit as the sun's come out. 13 degrees the temperature on course right now. That's still jacket weather, especially when you got to keep the muscles warm like Isomi does. In the opening round on Thursday, Nahiwan bogeyed this final hole. Rounds 2 and 3, she was able to birdie it. The next 2 shots will certainly feel like the most important she has ever played at any age, from when she first picked up a club to now. It's 106 meters back from the fairway. It was the shortest of the third shots in the group. Years of age. Not everybody gets it in their early 20s. Sometimes it just takes a little bit more patience and persistence. Here's her approach. It's starting left. And left is okay. Puts it in a prime spot. About 18 inches. It zips back. She'll repair that divot and we'll have a putt to become a champion. She tied for 25th last week at the event that Isomi won. Finished 4th the event prior, and now in the driver's seat. Oh Ji-hyun also gets some helpful backspin. She had her win earlier this year, and it was a major victory at the DB Group 36th Korea Women's Open Golf Championship. There were flashes at times throughout the week that she would be pushing for another, but she just could not finish up on her putts, which is precisely what Nahiwan needs to do now. Here is our featured group being announced to the 18th green.
자, 끝까지 우승을 위해서 최선을 다한 우리 나희원 프로. 우리 KLPGA에 정말 인기가 많은 구름 관중을 몰고 다니는 우리 이민정 프로에게도 환영의 박수 부탁드립니다.
These are the moments you dream of. Not just any professional athlete when you near in on a big win, but especially in this sport. It's in your hands. You can win it. You put yourself in the position, you don't get to the featured group accidentally.
그 거리를 진짜
She'll have every opportunity and use every piece of information she has to prepare for this putt to win it all. If it's 2 putts, we go to a playoff. If it's 3, then Isomi is the victor. Oh Ji-hyun for a birdie and a share of a podium finish. The 19th of her career. And just does not break enough. Misaligned to the left. It is her 9th top 10 finish of the year. A 72 in the final round. Just not enough success with putter, especially when it mattered most, but some struggles getting onto the green at times as well. She bows out in 4th. Sole possession of it. All Isomi can do now is watch and wait. That is a polite way of saying, get that camera out of my face. Here's some grass. I don't think she's checking the wind. Well, now Hee-won is away from Im Hee-jung, so she will go next. Only the fauna making noise, everyone else quiet as a mouse. It's going to break, we know that. To finish the tournament, this is her 277th stroke. If she misses, we go again. Na Hee-won for the first win in her career. No, holds. Now it needs to stop. She's not going to rush through that. You can see, not even halfway through the putt. Off to the middle, off to the inside, excuse me, it goes. Now she just needs to exhale. Im Hee-jung will be next, and then she would expect a tap in, but we also expect, as the broadcasters and as the viewers, to expect the unexpected. Im Hee-jung, this to get back to even, to finish the day where she started, tied for 5th. And yes, 72 in the final round. It is her highest of the week. 70, 71, 68, and 72 for 281 strokes in the tournament. Bumps her past Yoo-hae Ran and level with Hong Jung-min. You gotta quickly check that disappointment. It should just be a routine putt, but I don't think she's ever putted for par with this much pressure. It'd send us to a playoff. We go for a 73rd. A 70 in the final round, and she And Isomi will go toe to toe. A few minutes from now, up in the cart to the 18th tee, and we go one more.
작년에는 정말 코로나19로 갤러리 없이 본대를 진행했었는데 정말 이렇게 관중이 있고 없고가 이렇게 많은 차이가 있습니다. 정말 바쁘신데도 델리시안 CC까지 이렇게 응원해 주시고 함께 해주신 우리 관중 여러분께 진심으로 감사 말씀드리고요. 자, 이제 잠시 갤러리에서 기다려 주시면은 준비된 대로 연장전을 치르도록 하겠습니다.
네.
이제부터 지금 3, 4, 3, 8, 2분 남.
네.
화장실 안 가도 돼요? 갔다 올게요.
네.
나 옆으로 갈게.
갔다가 일로 오세요.
Well, the I's are dotted, the T's are crossed, and those scores are made official. We started with 96, we are down to 2, and we need some bonus golf. Isomi Nahi won a playoff. Kim Mi-ji finishes third, the best result of her career, with a 67 in the final round. And for a round that has seen some pretty miraculous shots, including Isomi's eagle, we wouldn't be here without that, let's not forget. We go to a playoff yet again. Jung Yoon-ji, that ridiculous 5-hole playoff at the E1 Charity Open, beating Lee So-young, Chi Han-sol, and Ha-min Sung. Peng Min-ji has won 2 playoffs this season. One at the Hanggyang Ladies Cup, one at the Haight Jinro Championship, the major, where Jung Yoon-ji there as well. Kim Soo-ji fell to Jung-mi at the 11th KGE Daily Ladies Open. And the Taewonia MBN Ladies Open, Lee So-young was able to defeat Park Young-kyung in a 2-hole playoff. Well, she's done her paperwork, now she just patiently waits. We don't see as many par 5s on 18 as you might expect. It's It's a pretty even split with par 4s and 5s, but it makes it a little bit longer, some more room for error as we take a look back at some of the shots that brought us to this point. This at 6, Isomi. That's a deft little touch. Nahiwan responds with a brilliant putt. One of her best of the entire day. And she has putted well. One of the reasons why it was surprising to see that birdie at 18 go missed. Isomi and that reverse grip. A lot of break on that putt in her own right. Then this, an up, and then downhill putt for birdie from Nahiwan. Just her second of the day, coming at hole number 10. She started the back nine well. Wasn't without some bumps in the road. This was 13. And without a doubt, the shot of the entire tournament. Kicks it off the fringe, just beyond it on the green on the downhill slope. You have to go into the 0.005% to find the probability of that particular route. And that eagle is why we're going to a playoff. Nahiwan, not quite as dramatic, but it was a brilliant approach shot to set up the birdie at 14. A good omen on the par 5. Then Isomi this putt at 15. Nahiwan then to take the lead outright back. Yeah. It was picture perfect. We'll go to 17 next. Things opening up a little bit. Isomi. Such an incredibly fine line. She was that close. And you look back on those moments and think, could have been done there. And instead she would par. Nahiwan. She was looking downhill and she just stopped about one revolution too early. Setting us up to a shootout between two different groups. Isomi, her final hole of the day, she came very close. But Callaway just did not want to abide. So she taps in for another round of 67, and then she would have to just become a spectator. It was out of her hands. And this would have been the putt to clinch the championship. The miss was to the inside, and it rolled far enough away that we weren't certain she would collect herself and finish with her 70th shot of the 18. And now we find ourselves all the way back at the teeing ground as the rules, the format are quickly reviewed. And away we will go. Isomi wins the flip. She tees off first. Reminder, the 492 meters, 538 yards, the distance of this 18th. Sends it away well. Don't expect much drama. The first, you never know. There's always the chance. Nah, he won, doesn't get the roll, but she sends that a pretty good distance, and each are away safely.
안쪽에서 선수가 보일 것 같았는데.
It's the nice bit of the playoff is it's a little bit speedy with the carts, and if you're doing the half a kilometer jaunt, well then you have to jog after the carts to try and keep pace. 2017 at this event, we needed a playoff then. It was Kim Ji-hyun who would prevail. You can see Isomi further up to the right of the fairway. She patiently waits. Straight as an arrow, further down. Isomi a little bit longer, a little bit closer. She has that luxury with the long drive, but it does go just into the rough.
자, 이제 두 선수가 세컨 치고 이제 서드를 치기 위해서 각자 볼로 이동하고 있습니다.
just here. The angles, they change every time. Just a refresher. Where to try and attack. So 107 meters out, and on average, that leaves 8.2. I'd say that's much better than 8.2 if it can stop. Nope, it's gone. Did not get enough, and that opens the door very wide for Isomi, who, remember, has a lot more yardage closer to the hole. Well, it is certainly advantage Isomi. Only 57 meters remain from 2 shots. Get to the back, and it's likely all hers. Oh my word. Skips it in just inches away, and now Nahiwan has to make a nearly impossible putt. What a weekend it has been for Isomi. And that is why, if you can have that little bit extra driving distance, it can be such a serious advantage.
선수들 집중할 수 있도록 잠시 대화를 멈추시기 바랍니다.
You just have to wonder what is going through her mind right now. Obviously, it will feel so heartbreaking to come this close again. It's not over until it's over. Take all the time in the world she needs. It was just a week ago she had been in this exact position, though not in a playoff. It was a comfortable win. But to do back-to-back is pretty unbelievable for Isomi. Well, she needs this. Always had to give it a huge go. She's going to bow out. So close again, and the 28-year-olds is just going to come up short. it's all but over now. These are formalities. And she's not going to get there. So from less than a foot away, Isomi will have 2 putts to win back to back. She bows out. And while it's admirable, you certainly just feel for now he won. Isomi, a winner again. A one-hole playoff, a tap-in birdie.
끝까지 최선을 다한 나이온 프로에게도 응원의 박수 부탁드립니다. 수고들 많으셨습니다.
She hadn't won all season, now she's gone back-to-back. Her 4th time on the podium in 2022 and the 5th of her career.
준비되는 대로 바로 그린에서 시상식 진행하도록 하겠습니다.
Champion of the S-Oil Championship 2022, Isomi. Congratulations. You can be elated for your competitor, for your friend, but it is also just soul crushing.
언니 지켜주세요.
지켜달래잖아.
Now, Hyun, as we mentioned, 28 years of age. This is the 3rd time in her career she has finished as the runner-up. She was tied for 2nd in 2019 at the Haita Championship, the major. 2018, outright 2nd at the Haiwan Resort Ladies Open, and now this week. These are the multi-winners this season. Bang Min-ji with 5. She had 3 before the month of September, which is pretty incredible. Kim Soo-ji, a pair. Cho Ai-yeon, 2, and now Lee So-mi. And the distinguished history of this event, not quite nearly as close as the KLPGA Championship, who has had 44 playings, but it was ENG, the inaugural winner in 2007, Kim Hae-yoon winning in 2008, Yoo So-yeon 2009, Hong Lan in 2010 with an 11 under. In 2011, Imi Reem, she won the tournament with a 16 under par. 2012, it belonged to Yang Soo-jin. Hyun Hyun-min in 2013, a 17 under, which we wouldn't see for a few years after that. 2014, the first of 2 in a row for Chun In-ji. 12 under and 8 under in 2014 and 2015. Park Ji-young, the winner. Look how young she was back in 2016. 17 under as well. Kim Ji-hyun, who was also in the field this week, won in 2017 with a 15 under. Then Lee Seung-hyun in 2018. 2019, Jae Hae-jin. It was a 2-round only event that season, 66 in each of those 2 rounds. Park Ji-young last year, of course, we missed 2020 due to the pandemic. And now, 2022, the 5th win in the career of Lee So-mi. Elise Me, she would finish 5th in the KLPGA points list at the end of last season. She is truly rediscovering her form late in 2022. She is 8th in the points, or was before this event. Should be moving on up. Don't know that she'll be able to catch Chi Hensel for a top 5 spot just yet. And also, another good payday. We'll take her inside the top 10 in the money list. Is speaking of the race for the top 60. Kim Hee-jun, Jung Ji-min 2, Son Ye-bin, Yoo So-yeon 2, Lee Ji-hyun, Park Bo-gyum, Che Ga-ram, Kim So-yi, Kim Se-eun, and Kim Bo-ah. Trying to get to that automatic qualification spot for next season inside of that top 60. We will, of course, go down to the 18th green as soon as the awards presentations are set and roll through the final round highlights before we say goodbye. Okay, change of plans. Not quite ready for the action on the green, so that means in the meantime, let's do the highlights now. We will go and begin on the 10th hole, and we will see plenty of Iso Mi. This was one of her better putts today, and there were a few. Basically on the fringe, she was able to convert for her 4th of the day. She went out with a 34, 3 birdies, that bogey at 9, but she takes it back. Then Na Hee-won just tiptoeing its way all the way down the hill. Move her to 9 under, also a birdie at the 10th. Fast forwarding to the 13th. And yes, the shot, as it will be known, the eagle. Brilliant. It's the 6th time we've seen that replay since it happened, and it doesn't get less impressive every time we see it, and without that miraculous eagle, we would not have been in a playoff. It would have been 1 stroke shy, and from the fringes, that in the figurative sense, not the literal, gotta be careful in this sport, to very much a contender. Na Hee-won was a contender all day. She had a bit of a quiet front 9. She really started to pick it up. That birdie after that breathtaking approach brought her to 10 under. Oh Ji-hyun, who was level with her, needed this to avoid a par, and it would begin a run of bogeys and drop her out of the lead pack. Then Iso Mi, this nice finish on 15. At that point, her 5th birdie of the day. Now he won her shot of the day, no doubt about it. No business making that. Would bring her to 11 under momentarily. It would not last, however. Two opposite ends of the spectrum on 17. Isomi could have forced the issue. Couldn't quite get there. She'd have to settle for a par. Staying at 10 under to the 18th, and then Nahiwan needed this to save a par, but it comes up just a hair short. Those will be, well, that will be one of those shots that she reflects on and thinks what might have been. So it all come down to 18. Isomi. She's made a couple from this distance. We've seen some of them in this highlight pack. The weight would have been there if she had just started a little bit more to the outside of the hole. A few centimeters to tap in for the par, and then she'd have to wait. Now he won. She could have won to become a champion at last, but she pulled it. She would reset, turn around, and roll in that par, and officially send us to a 19th hole, and we would only need one playoff hole. This, the third. You can see how far Isomi is up in the distance. She crushed each of her first two shots. Thought she was up, but the backspin had other plans, and that is in essence where the event was won and lost. Even without that, Isomi had an opening thinking, if I can just get to the back, things will probably work out. Only 57 meters on this approach, and bang, centimeters away. In her sleep, with the wrong-handed club, with an iron, she would have made that putt. Nahiwan needed this then to force the issue. Too much power on it. And just a little bit of salt in the wound, as that would roll. If it counted for the score, it would be a bogey. It of course wouldn't, because Isomi was about to do what she did, but Nahiwan would settle for her third runner-up finish as Isomi wins for a second week in a row on the LPGA Tour of Korea. So for the second week in a row, a flower shower. And now we are ready to begin on 18. Down to the green we go.
아주 그냥 네 키도 크고 얼굴도 예쁘고요. 자, 여러분 축하의 박수 부탁드립니다. 네, 수고들 많이였습니다. 자, 지금부터 본상 시상식을 진행하도록 하겠습니다. 본대회 1, 2, 3위 선수들은 시상대위로 이동하여 서주시길 바랍니다. 자, 여러분 새 선수에게 뜨거운 박수로 축하해 주십시오. 네, 영광의 메달은 SO일 후세인 AR 카타니 시온님께서, 꽃다발은 KLPGA 김성미 수소 부회장님께서 수여해 주시겠습니다. 먼저 동메달입니다. 4라운드 총 270부터 9언더를 기록한 김희지 프로 축하합니다. 네, 김희지 프로는 시상대에 올라서 주시길 바랍니다. 자, 다음은 은메달입니다. 총 4라운드 278타 10언더를 기록한 나이어 프로 축하합니다. 여러분 정말 아낌없는 박수로 응원해 주시기 바랍니다. 자, 마지막으로 SO일 챔피언십 2021 본대 금메달을 수상한 우승자는 1라운드 72타, 2라운드 72타, 3라운드 67타, 4라운드 67타, 총 278타, 10언더를 기록한 이소미 프로 축하합니다. 자, 먼저 SO일 후세인 AR 카타니 시연님께서 세 선수에게 메달을 수여하겠습니다. 먼저 동메달 김희지 프로 축하합니다. 이어서 은메달입니다. 최설단 나이원 프로 축하합니다. 오늘의 우승자 금메달입니다. 이소미 프로. 자, 이어서 KLPJ 김소미 수석 부회장님께서 꽃다발을 전달하겠습니다. 자, 수상자들의 기념 촬영이 있겠습니다. 네, 금은 동메달 우리 선수들은 멋진 포즈로 네, 우리 카메라 기자 선생님 앞에서 포즈를 취해주시기 바랍니다.
자, 메달 좀 이렇게 보여주세요. 휴지가 된대, 휴지가.
네, 우리 올림픽 보면은 메달 세레모니 아시죠? 메달 한번 이렇게 살짝 입에 깨물어주는 센스.
자, 앞에 보세요.
자, 여러분 세수에게 큰 박수 부탁드립니다. 자, 이어서 내빈 여러분과 수상자들의 기념 촬영이 있겠습니다. 수상자 우리 선수들은 그대로 계시고요. 자, 우리 네 분의 내빈과 또 여기에 우리 서정교 부사장님, 또 이기몽 상무님 시상대 앞으로 나오셔서 함께 기념 촬영 부탁드립니다. 정말 본대회를 위해서 물심양면을 애써주신 네, 주최사, 주관사,
네, 살아있습니다. 네.
또 에디션 관계자 여러분들입니다. 여러분 큰 박수 부탁드립니다. 자, 이제 이번 대회 우승자에게 우승 자켓, 수노협의 시상 수표를 수여하겠습니다. 자, 이소민 프로와 후세인 AR 카타니 시연님께서는 백골 앞으로 이동을 해주시기 바랍니다. 자, 우승 자켓을 시연님께서 이소민 프로에게 입혀주겠습니다. 자, 이어서 우승 수레배를 수여합니다. 자, 끝으로 시상 수표. 자, 시상 수표 우승 상금 1억 4,400만 원이 주어집니다. 자, 기념 촬영 네, 해주시고요. 자, 이번 대회 우승자에게는요, 프레드릭 콘스탄트에서 레이디 오토매틱이 또 시계가 부상으로 주어집니다. 자, 후세인 AR 카타님께서 네, 시호님께서 시계를 또 증정해 주시겠습니다. 여러분 축하의 박수 부탁드립니다. 자, 다음.
Well, I would say Isomi has thoroughly enjoyed her time in Jeju. A beautiful island that was very good to her as she wins in back-to-back weeks, first at Pinks and then at Elysian Jeju. What a dramatic conclusion to this 4-round event, the first time the SOL Championship has ever been played over 4 days. And we will leave you with an aerial shot of the course. Thank you so much for joining us, making us a part of your weekend. Hope you were as entertained as we were and enjoyed viewing as much as we enjoyed broadcasting it to you. We are down to just the final few events on the season. We are off to La Vie et Belle next week, the Gangwon province. From the southernmost point of the country, we're going north to the northeast in the Chuncheon City. Can't wait for that as Yuhei Ran tries to defend her title, and she's due for a win. The SK Shield SK Telecom Championship. Note, it is just 3 rounds, so that means we won't see you Thursday, but we will see you Friday. Park Ji-young, the winner in 2021, passed the torch. Little did she know Lee So-mi standing there. Bang Min-ji at times showed that she was ready to compete, but just dropped off when it mattered most this weekend, right when Lee So-mi was on her ascent. It has been brilliant having you along. 29 of 32 events now in the books, and Lee So-mi wins for the 5th time in her career. For all of us here at SBS Golf, on behalf of our Spot crew as well, I've been Adam Jenkins, signing off from my studio in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, wishing you a very pleasant week, and we look forward to welcoming you back to the LPGA Tour of Korea on Friday. La vie is certainly belle for Lee So-mi once again this week. So long for now.